Okay, never mind. Let's do this one. That should work. Okay, we have no viewers right now, which is fine because we've only been on for a whole minute. Not even Seribot was here. Okay, so let's spread the word real quick. Let's make sure that everything is working. We are a bit late today because oh, my bad. I seem to have accidentally turned off this chill out music, but we will get that right back. I'm sorry. I was a bit too quick on the trigger right there. Okay, history. History. There we go. Okay. Yeah, let's restart, I guess. Okay, looks like we have our first viewer on the stream. I hope everything is okay with the audio. How did I like the new background? I decided to go for something a little more solid this time. This symbol right here is the word for the Kingdom of Wei, which we are going to play today. It does not mean Cao Cao, because I don't know what this logo looks like. Let's see, do we have everything in order? I'm going to have to, switching to the gonna be in there. I know she has story sequences now because I edited several of them. Still practicing on this thing. I guess I could do... No, we're actually gonna try it like this. I shouldn't invade people's spaces. I'm already invading a lot of people's spaces just streaming like this, because we are currently live on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and Streamlabs. I would do it on Instagram, but I'm not sure they allow full-on streams. Maybe TikTok? Do they allow that? I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, we are ready to go in 1 minute. This is the first stream I did since I got back from the spa. It was pretty amazing. I've never gone before. So, So now that Halloween is over, it is immediately Christmas season, even though it's only November. I have a lot to say about the daylight savings time thing that we do. I hope we never have to do it again, because it is pretty stupid that we're still doing a thing. We're still doing a thing that essentially the entire world except like Western Europe and the Americas has abandoned because it was a really bad idea. It's so typical for humanity to do drastic changes like this without giving a thought to consequences. You look at the statistics for when they change the clock on a whim like that, and death rates, accidents, psychological issues skyrocket with multiples of thousands of percent, and we still somehow think this is worth doing. It's insanity. You put the clock back for an hour, or you put it forward for an hour, and we seem to think, that's okay, it's gonna have absolutely no consequences whatsoever. And then it turns out that this is the deadliest time of year across the whole planet because we try to play God with time. It is absolutely awful. Anyway, it's time to get the stream up. We can do this, and we can. So yeah, who is in the chat? I didn't mute my microphone, I hope. I don't know who's out there, but if you can give me a sign if you can hear me talking, that would be great. In the meantime, we are going to copy paste a little message here. We are not in a hurry. If I can just find my my own tweet. Oh yeah. Ah yes, now I remember. This one is the one where we hope that Chen Gong says his famous line. Yeah, we can talk about that. Chen Gong. We didn't get to hear Cao Cao say his famous line, but we're hoping maybe this time we'll hear his best buddy. Ah, very cool. Oh, so that's Tempest TO. Hello there. Have you heard the story about what Chen Gong told Cao Cao when Cao Cao was gonna have him executed? It relates to current politics in a big way, like uncomfortably so. Because Chen Gong had a reputation of being sort of well, first of all, he was Cao Cao's buddy, the guy who was there to hear Cao Cao say those famous words about "I would rather betray the world than have the world betray me," or "I would rather do wrong by the world than have the world do wrong by me, because I am a mustachio man and I don't give a shit about accidental killing sprees." So when we're hopefully gonna see a scene in this chapter, because Cao Cao will definitely go out and kick Lu Bu's ass well before Red Cliff, the Red Cliff battle, well before that even gets started. He's gonna be going after Lu Bu, and he's going to corner him and basically have him executed. And because Chen Gong decides that he's gonna be Lu Bu's strategist, and he's gonna hang out with cool guys like Zhang Liao, he's also there when the showdown happens. This is like a pretty gradual process. Like Cao Cao doesn't defeat Lu Bu outright. He just successfully corners him several times, and like really pushes into his territory and pushes Lu Bu like further and further into a corner until he only really controls like a single city. And Chen Gong keeps telling him about his devious plots that he has that he could use to like totally beat Cao Cao, or at least have a fighting chance. But Lu Bu was much more interested in just using his might to overcome his enemies, like he always does. And his might, to his credit, was the main reason that he was even alive, because nobody could take this guy out in single combat. So no matter how much they tried, they could beat his army, but they could never approach this guy because anyone who fought him died. He was one of those guys who could challenge 100 people and boldly claim that, okay, maybe I can't win against 100 to 1, but I can guarantee you that the first guy who takes a swipe at me is gonna be buried today. So who's first? That kind of thing. Now, so after Lu Bu got cornered, after repeatedly losing, like it was mainly his army that kept losing to Cao Cao because Cao Cao just had more people and he also had competent strategists, and Lu Bu had a big thing that decided the battle in Cao Cao's favor, was that he had an excellent strategist in Chen Gong, but Lu Bu just didn't listen to him like at all. So you know, that was a disadvantage, where he actually had a competent guy on his side, and he also had Zhang Liao, who was a fucking monster, but because he didn't listen to a strategist, he just kept losing. But either way, so Cao Cao corners him, and they decide to go out in a blaze of glory, and Chen Gong once again has a plan. Lu Bu ignores him once again, and they get their asses handed to them really, really badly on a silver platter. So, Lu Bu has them all rounded up, all three of them: Zhang Liao, Lu Bu, and Chen Gong. Now, so he starts with Lu Bu and basically tells him, okay, so I have you captured, I killed all your men, or, conscripted them forcefully into my army. Either way, you have nothing. So what do you have to say for yourself? Give me a reason why I shouldn't kill you. Lu Bu basically does the thing he always does, and it's like, I am Lu fucking Bu. Of course you want me on your side. I'm Lu Bu. You've seen the shit I can do out there. You know how it took. You know how you had to bring an army 10 times the size of mine just to barely eke out a victory. You should have me on your side instead, and I can bring glory to the Wei. And Cao Cao was, of course, interested, because this is Lu Bu we're talking about. Among men, Lu Bu. Among horses, red hair. That guy. And then one of his advisors reminded him that this is fucking Lu Bu, the guy who had already backstabbed his dad, Dong Zhuo, Liu Bei, and Cao Cao already. And Cao Cao was, of course, oh yeah, that's actually, yeah, okay, just kill him. Yeah, we don't need this guy. And so he turned to Chen Gong. Chen Gong being that buddy that he had until Chen Gong abandoned him, because Cao Cao is a fucking psychopath. And meanwhile, Chen Gong had maintained a lot of his power by basically doing coups against other officials. And what he did was essentially false flag operations. Does that sound familiar? That was his forte, false flag operations. And he made himself out to be a hero of the people because he caught those asshole Antifa or something, their version of it. He would prosecute them and have them all executed before the people that had done the revolt could reveal that he was the mastermind of the whole revolution, and he was putting them down to help himself. That was what Chen Gong had been up to. So he had a lot of skeletons in his closet, and he did not want to get tortured. He just wanted to get executed so that he could save his family from disgrace, because nobody knew this for sure at the time. So Cao Cao asked Chen Gong, okay, So you're next. Uh, okay, so we're buddies. We go way back. We go way, 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 way back. I actually feel pretty bad about this, like the position that we're in. So please tell me, yeah, please tell me something good. How can I? What can you do that makes it so that I don't have to kill you too? Because that would actually suck. We're friends, remember? And Chang Gong looked at Cao Cao and just told him that, hey, what the hell are we doing here? You know damn well that if the roles were reversed, we wouldn't be having this conversation because I would have already taken my sword and rammed it through your fucking face, you goddamn despicable psychopath. Cao Cao was, of course, hurt by this. Like, wow, this guy is suddenly so hostile. I mean, we didn't part on the best of terms, given that, you know, I slaughtered the whole family with his buddy back there, way back. But Jesus Christ, this guy is. No, no, no. Okay, okay. Let me explain the predicament you're in. You do know that your mom lives in what counts as Wei right now. So, what would you have me do about your mom? Jiang Gong was still really interested in not spilling the beans and just having his. Yeah, I killed some people, you know, but I don't want to kill you. There was a reason why I killed your friend and his mom and his sister and his brother and all of their kids, but not you. You know, that was an accident. Uh, you know, I was a bit upset about the whole thing about my dad being killed. You know, so it got me a bit stingy and testy. But yeah, so so Chang Gong, he still doesn't want to do the whole thing where he's revealed to be like this traitorous asshole that has been scheming behind the scenes to try to insert himself as the king and like starting these false flag revolutions and putting down his own friends for personal gain. He tries the diplomatic answer and says, "Okay, okay, my mom, yeah, okay, you should ask the people to do what they want to do with my mom, but you should leave her out of this because your beef is with me. And once again, if the tables were reversed, I would stab you in the fucking face." Cao Cao, being even more upset now, starts using Chang Gong's own daughter, who also lives in what now counts as Wei, and he asks him about, okay, so I know you have a kid. Please work with me here. You have a daughter, and, you know, she's a citizen of Wei, and, you know, what would you have me do with her? Now, this is a touchy subject, but Chang Gong was like, well, I've gone too far now. I have to keep my, I have to keep appearances up, because, man, Cao Cao knows me too well, but, we have too many skeletons, just, yeah, okay. So my daughter has nothing to do with this, so you should ask the people what to do with her. And once again, you fucking betrayed me. I wouldn't even be on the other side if it wasn't for you being a homicidal maniac. So let me rephrase. If the tables were turned, I would stab you in your fucking tongue, pull it out of your head, and beat you with it. So let's end this charade and just fucking kill me already. Because, in the back of his head, he was thinking like, yeah, I really can't take this anymore. This has to be happen now. Like, oh God, I don't want to be tortured. These guys will fucking torture me for information if I'm somehow still alive. Just fucking kill me already, buddy. Please, please do me this favor. I can't go back to the authorities. Lu Bu was the only thing protecting me, and now you are the authorities. And Cao Cao could tell that Chen Gong was desperate to get executed, and he just told his men, okay, take him away and, well, lop his head off. But he's my buddy, so please be quick about it. Like, don't make him suffer. Just do it as fast as you can. But yeah. And so Chen Gong was taken to the same area that Lu Bu was in, and they both got beheaded. The end. But yeah, so what I want to see in this chapter when we play Dynasty Wars 7, sorry, why did I say 9? Yeah, what I want to see in Dynasty Warriors 7 is the part where Chen Gong looking at Cao Cao, who's just basically begging him to give him a reason not to kill him, and he just answers that thing about, if the tables were reversed, I would have stabbed you in the fucking face and you would have been dead already. We wouldn't have this conversation, so what the hell are we doing? Just kill me already. I want to see that. But with that story over, let's boot up the game. Let's see here. Wait, before we do that, we are gonna have to, let's see, yeah, and there we go. Okay, now we can boot up the game. We're gonna head over to the main thing here. Romance of the Three Kings of Fighters 7, the best edition, of course. And we're gonna try to do a little trick right now, like this. Let's see here. Try messing with the image a little. And we're going to watch the intro. Once again, we are going into Wei territory, and we are playing on hard. This is Zhu, who we will be introduced to him during this stage, I think. The only part that I know for sure about him is that he shows up and cares about food, not in the way you probably think, but food for, like, he doesn't want his people to starve. And Cao Cao just basically offers him that, okay, you work for me, I will make sure that your people are fed, and that was that. Resume the game from where you last saved. Isn't that what continue means?
Future historians would say this was when Wei's rise to power began. With the rebellion quelled, Cao Cao became the ruler of Yan province.
Ah, wow, we have the audio glitch back. Wonderful. Still haven't worked out how to stop that from happening. Also, crawls. There we go. Okay. But yeah, this is just a continuation of where we were last time. We're playing as this guy. We are gonna talk to Cao Cao.
What is your plan, my lord? Seek to bring a quick end to the battle?
Ooh, I like that.
My lord, I have urgent news. It's Yan Province. It's... Cousin Dun has fallen at Yan Province.
Wait. Hold on. Xiaohu Yuan is saying that Xiaohu Dun has fallen at Yan Province, as in he's dead. Okay, let me tell you something about Xiaohu Dun. This guy, he's the guy with the eye patch. That guy outlives fucking everybody. There's no way he's dead. He is alive well after Cao Cao is dead. And Xiaohu Yuan. And that guy in the background. Like, all of these guys died before him. Everyone that is on screen now is dead before Xiaohu Dun.
What? I'm not sure where he came from, but that scoundrel Lu Bu attacked out of nowhere.
Xiaohu Yuan.
Yes, my lord.
I want you to take a unit and head for Yan Province and search for survivors.
At once, my lord.
Is this the part where Xiaohu Dun didn't actually fall? He just got hit in the face with a fucking arrow that buried itself halfway into his skull? Because that would add up.
Dian Wei, Shu Chu.
True, true.
I am counting on you to protect me. We must move quickly to eliminate the Tao Qian army.
Understood, my lord.
Leave it to us. Tao Qian must be swiftly eliminated. Cao Ren, Shu Chu, your task will be to cut us a path. Yes, my lord. Come, Shu Chu.
I'll be back soon, Dian Wei. You keep our lord safe.
Leave it to me.
Ah, we gotta do the usual. Oh my god, are you seeing this name? You know how Sun Yan is called the Tiger of Yondong? This weapon is called the Tiger of Ding Dong. Oh my god. Okay. The Tiger of Ding Dong.
I'll see you again soon. The enemy has a garrison on the other side of the forest. We must secure it.
Wait, what weapons? Let's see, 1, 2.
As quickly as we can.
So you are my next opponent.
Oh, I see.
I'll crush you like all of the others.
It appears that the game is currently suffering from slowdown. Okay, let's reboot the game, because there is something seriously laggy about the game. I'm gonna close down some stuff, and I'll see if that helps. I'm also gonna have a quick look at my taskbar, because something is definitely causing a ruckus. Memory is a bit high. Game looks... Computer looks fine. It's something with the game. Let's try it again. We have another potency test.
head I shall see.
This is odd. Let's try messing with the options. Let's do media. Graphical settings, display. There's supposed to be more graphical settings somewhere. Oh, details, here we go. Bloom shader. Let's try this. Oh, I think I might have an idea. Let's see here. I think I know what the problem is. Da. Game overlay. Okay. Let's see if this works. I think it's because we're capturing at a frame rate that is higher than the game. This works. Slow down right now.
You encourage us all, but we won't fall behind in the race for glory.
Pause and check. We are experiencing some technical issues. It's definitely not the computer, it's the game itself. Try to tough it out with this one mission, I have ideas of how to fix this, but I didn't think it was inside on the screen. It's awkward to do right now.
We must retreat. This is not the end. How many was that? I've lost count already.
Yeah, this is how the game should run. Let's try one more time with this guy. Jamba.
So you are my next opponent. See you later. I'll crush you like all of the others. I shall return. Remember that. For yours is the first head I shall see. Oh yeah. It felt good fighting with you.
It looks like we have somebody else in the chat. How are you today? What did you do for Halloween? We are doing a Christmas thing here because it's November, but I know Halloween was yesterday. I don't personally celebrate Halloween, but I did watch the first season of Fear the Walking Dead.
That's the enemy garrison? It'll be like taking candy from a baby.
Stop. Also, what is this guy's ultimate secret?
Got him!
Strike hard!
trap!
Uh-oh. Our lord's not going to be happy with us. So you are my next opponent. I'll crush you like all of the
Volleyball
others.
with your opponents?
I bring news. It's Lu Bu. His forces have laid siege to our main camp. Our forces seem to be pushing the enemy.
Let's go! We shall tear through the enemy ranks like a violent wind.
Lu Bu is here to help? Then perhaps we still have hope.
This area is all ours now.
So we're gonna have Xiaohu fighting Lu Bu. That is not
Lu
going to
Bu
go
is
well.
approaching. We must return to our base camp and keep our lord safe.
We have several backup troops. And Lu Bu is going straight to home base, which is bad.
See you later.
Ah, it seems we have more viewers still. How did you spend your Halloween? We're currently playing this guy in Dynasty Warriors, and we are having some technical issues, but the game is still playable. Hopefully it will sort itself out, but we will have to see.
You have no one to watch your back. And die.
Captain is sometimes seemingly impossible.
See you later. I shall return. Remember that. For yours is the first head I shall see.
So in this
How many
stream,
was that? I've lost count already.
in this stream we use Muso attacks to instead of blocking.
So you are my next opponent. I'll crush you like all of the others. See you later. I shall return. Remember that. For yours is the first head.
That's not good for our character. If we can't, okay. We have 100 and we need 126.
And I shall see.
Okay, Ubu is well inside.
Oh, they're even stronger than I thought. The heavens have answered us. We thank you for coming to our aid.
Hello. Hello, that loser.exe. I still don't like calling you that because I don't think you're a loser. However, how are you today? And how did you spend your Halloween?
You look too dangerous to be left alone.
As do you. I will be glad to face you in battle. Shoot
You will
you
face me
come!
in a volleyball game.
I shall pull back for now. However, we shall meet in battle again.
How many was that? I've lost count already.
That wasn't Lu Bu, that was Yang Liao, his right-hand man.
Lu Bu. He's here already.
Leave it to me.
force me to go to the movies. Horror movies? Maybe the new Halloween movie?
I will give my life to keep you safe.
Can't wait!
Hey,
Don't
cut it
do
out.
it! You and I have to stay alive.
The MH.
We're dead. We can't protect our Lord.
It seems the beast has arrived. Don't give up
Ah,
yet.
My Hero
We'll fight to
Academia.
the last
I
man.
knew I
We must
recognized
hold
that
out until an opening presents
creation.
itself.
They had a My Hero Academia movie in the cinema? I'm somewhat only somewhat. Oh, this is the guy we were talking about. That's turned on. And I just realized he's not a playable character in this, so we might not get the line for this guy either.
To retreat is not necessarily to lose.
How many was that? I've lost count already.
Xiaohu?
I can hardly take my eyes off you.
Go ahead, look all you want. I'll be the last thing you see.
That wasn't Xiaohu.
So you're Lu Bu, huh? You lay one finger on my lord and you'll pay.
Out of my sight, vermin. I have no time for the likes of you.
My dad has been
This is bad. This is really bad. Oh, that's Xiaohu hitting me. That's not Lu Bu. Run, run. Okay, okay.
See you later.
That is a good way to piss off Lu Bu.
I must not die here. I shall withdraw for now.
How many was that? I've lost count already.
As if I'd let you get away. Just fall into my trap already.
Yeah.
The fire attack. I have no time for these silly games. The crisis has been averted.
It's super
Xiaohu,
effective.
it is time to attack. Our target is Tao Qian.
Okay. Lu Bu's running away, so we're not gonna
You
catch up to
encourage
him
us
with
all,
this guy.
but we won't fall behind in the race for glory.
We're gonna direct our attention elsewhere, which is down here. But yeah, I played the My Hero Academia game by Namco.
I
The
shall return.
first and
Remember
second
that.
one.
For yours is the
And I
first
also
and I shall
recently
see.
played through
How many
the
was that?
One Punch Man
I've lost
game.
count already.
The One Punch Man game is left a lot to be desired, to say the least. It's a pretty fun game, but the My Hero Academia game, once Justice 2, is so much better at everything. It's actually hard to see that it has the same, that they're both Namco
I
games.
shall return. Remember that. For yours is the first head I shall see.
Once Justice 2 is so pretty, so fluid, and so just good that it makes One Punch Man that game look absolutely terrible in comparison. So I did I did try to. Some of my friends were on there. There was, let's see here, Slim had a character that showed up for a couple of battles, and I made a point to get her some kills. And Meryl had a character as well, and I made a point to, well, she didn't show up that much because she was too high level, but she showed up towards the end and got me out of a boss fight pretty easily because her character was crazy overpowered. Ambush troops. One thing of note in the Rumors of the Three Kingdoms book that got a bit repetitive is how many characters actually die to these ambushes. It happens constantly. Many characters survive because they lose and run away, and many characters die because they chase after somebody who pretends to run away and then does an ambush. This happens so many times, it gets pretty ridiculous towards the end, because you almost get the feeling like, does nobody die to anything but an ambush because they pressed their offense too hard? Why does this keep happening? And also, how many of these characters get absolutely cornered, run away, and survive because they got saved by their best buddy? Cao Cao does this constantly. Nobody's able to get him because his followers are so loyal and so good at getting in the way of his opponents that, like, it happens so many times where you think that they finally got the villain and Cao Cao just gets away because Xiao Ren showed up, or Zhang Liao shows up and does the miracles last second save. It's pretty funny actually how this guy just keeps slipping through the fingers of the coalition forces. No matter how much of an advantage they have, he just keeps getting saved.
So you are my next opponent. I'll crush you like all of the others. I shall return. Remember that. For yours is the first head I shall see.
How many was that? I've lost count already.
You encourage us all, but we won't fall behind in the race for glory.
Are we destined to fall here? See you later.
I must retreat. This is not the end. This one is heroic. I guess I need to pick up the pace. I must retreat. This is not the end.
Maybe it would be more fun for a weapon like this. So let's abandon the Christmas spirit for they can use a tennis racket instead.
Have been spotted.
Liu Bei? Why did he get himself involved?
can launch rocks with this thing, right? Perhaps we could break down the castle gates.
You will learn to regret this moment.
Oh, aren't you all fired up? We will try to keep up with you.
There we go. You go. Kids. That guy is standing behind me. Let's see. What if we aim at the we hit? Oh, very nice. Okay. Further back. A little further back still. Further back still.
Now that's how it's done. You inspire us all.
Straight up. Straight up.
Circumstances constantly change during battle. You must be quick to adapt.
Yes! Brilliant work!
So you are my next opponent. I'll crush you like all of the others.
See you later. How many was there? I've lost count already.
You're here already?
Very
Yes!
nice.
Victory is ours!
Cao Cao defeated Tao Qian and forced even the mighty Lu Bu to retreat. He now possessed a sizable territory, capable officers, and a well-trained army. Indeed, the hero of chaos had taken the first steps towards seizing the land. As if to celebrate his accomplishments, a tremendous opportunity appeared before Cao Cao.
Ooh.
The emperor had fled the ruins of the capital of Chang'an. Cao Cao took the emperor under his protection and headed for his base at Xuzhang. Thus, he became more than a mere warlord, something much more formidable.
I think technically his title was Chancellor.
Our lord has the Emperor under his thumb, yet he makes no move. And the first thing he does is give land to the peasants?
Lord Cao Cao has given fields to me and the men of Qing province.
Well, I'm sure our lord will remember to collect his taxes.
He's using the old carrot and stick to keep them all firmly in line. He seeks a land where everyone will know the value of hard work, you mean?
So, that's what our lord wants after the war, you think?
Dian Wei. I think you know him better than anyone these days.
There he is, Xiaohu Dun. He did not go down.
You mean we're making a land where every man has to feed himself?
Oh.
Yeah!
Then you need to learn how to plow a field, too. I'll teach you.
Yeah, some other time.
This guy.
Yeah! Everyone has to pitch in. Come on!
But I'm a warrior.
Come on, man. Put your back into it.
What is this? What even is this? Okay, let's see. We still have
With the
audio
emperor
glitches?
under his control, Cao Cao sent a clear message of his intent to rule the land. However, many battles yet stood between him and total domination. In Hebei, Yuan Shao had gathered a massive
Also,
army
hello,
to further
Sophie
his own
Catgo.
ambitions.
How are you today?
Additionally, Yuan Shu had obtained the legendary Imperial Seal and used its authority to declare himself emperor. These two powerful opponents bided their time, waiting for an opportunity to strike against Cao Cao. Furthermore, numerous warlords began circling the emperor like a pack of hungry wolves, waiting to pounce. It was then that Cao Cao found himself embroiled in a heated battle. His opponent was Zhang Xiu, who hailed from the land of Wan. With a mighty Dian Wei on his side, Cao Cao was confident of his advantage going into battle.
This is the part where Cao Cao attacks Yuan Shao to get him out of the picture.
Cao Cao's army is as mighty as they say. Take out the commander and the rest would fall. And with that warrior by his side. There's nothing more we can do. You would abandon me? Well, if it truly bothers you, I suppose you could always surrender. What?
Terrible advice.
Oh, yes. If you are going to surrender, make sure you do it humbly. I am relieved my surrender was accepted. You have my gratitude, my lord. This is a modest little banquet we're having, but you're welcome to join us.
I think the joke here was that Cao Cao had a tendency to kill people that surrendered to him. Of course, this is just a scheme by this guy, Yashu. You can actually see that, well, spoilers, look at his clothes. Why do you think he's dressed like that? Well, the colors anyway, because colors are everything in this game. If you look at the colors, you know what team they're on. There are 4 in total. There's purple, blue, there's green, red and gold, and the last one is baby blue. Not much going on here, but we are playing as Dian Wei, so we already have the weapon that we want. We don't have all the skills that we want though. Let's get some extra range, because that's always good. Let's see here. But yeah, hello Sophie Catgo, last person who commented in the chat. How are you today? Thank you for tuning in. We can go to the store for a little bit. Oh, hello. Ah, that wasn't. Yeah, of course. My mic is really low. I'm sorry. It's not that it's really low, it's that I'm not talking very loudly, but I can increase it for you. How about that? Does that work? Is that better? I could also wait, let me have a look at the settings. Let's see here. There's not a whole lot. Okay. Yeah, I just cranked it up. It's always difficult to find the balance when you're mixing the audio. Why am I VIP? Why do you think? You've been a long time supporter. All long time supporters are VIPs now. That way I can make sure that people can talk in case I accidentally block people again. like that time when I did a sub-only mode and you couldn't be a subscriber because I hadn't set up the subscription yet. That was awkward. Let's see here. Oh yeah, weapons. Yeah, I thought this was that Xiao here, but that just appears to be a regular handmaiden. Let's see. Cao Min, I don't know who that is. Cao himself, of course.
I did not expect him to surrender so easily.
Look at him. He's so rugged and manly. Oh, you didn't hear that, did you?
Okay. Yeah, we don't need to do a whole lot of...
Is this all of the troops we have stationed here?
Forgive me. We do not have enough food for all of the rank-and-file soldiers. While we would have liked to have invited everybody, the war has stretched our provisions to the limit.
I see. In that case, I will wait outside as well.
But it's a trap.
Lord Jiaxu has given the sign. Launch the attack. Kill them all!
What's going on?
Well, oh wait. But that what's going on inside.
Tian Wei, are you here?
Yep, alright.
Fight me!
Let's have a look at the map. Yep, he's right there.
Retreat. This is not the end.
All right. Who's next in line?
Oh yeah, this episode is gonna be a bit like Game of Thrones, so I hope you don't like the character we're playing as too much.
Fine! That weasel Zhang Shou was breaking it!
This trickery is Jiaxu's doing. Tian Wei, we must escape at once.
I will keep you safe, no matter what, my lord.
There he is! Get him! Charge! Don't let him get away! Your head is mine, Cao Cao!
Good share. Good share.
Flames everywhere! If we don't hurry, there'll be no way out!
Oh wow. You are gonna get grabbed. I missed. You're still gonna get the grab. Why do I keep missing this guy?
I must retreat! This is not the end!
All right. Who's next in line? Whoa! What's going on here? Who are they?
Ah. The Halloween spirit we get, well, post-Halloween spirit, we get to fight ghosts. These guys are invincible, so fighting them is actually pointless.
You'll never make it out alive! Attack! Crush the enemy's main camp!
Oh, I just realized something. Give me 1 sec. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. That should be fine. I had to redo all of my settings on the computer earlier, and I just realized that the microphone was off by a lot. Hopefully this helps, so you can actually hear me. Let me know if it's too loud or anything.
We must retreat. This is not the end. All right. Who's next in line?
This hurts pretty badly, but we're almost done with the cauldron. Now they're gone.
All right. That gets rid of them.
Keep your focus. The enemy is bound to have more up its sleeve.
The thing about old-timey, I mean, you have to remember that Romance of the Three Kingdoms is at least 70% history. Like, these guys are real people. Cao Cao really was the Emperor of Wei. He was alive and he did a lot of the things that they show here. But when you talk about old-timey fiction like this, and you think of it as history, you have to remember that Romance of the Three Kingdoms is a novel, not a history book. There is a version of Romance of the Three Kingdoms that is more like a history book, but it reads more like several biographies that talks about who's who was in what battle, what they did, like a Wikipedia article, if you will. But then they also throw in shit like dragons and the fact that some of these guys were able to summon ghosts to fight for them and use magical spells that cast lightning, and like the master strategist Zhuge Liang in some versions being able to literally change the weather with a spell. That's all part of the book, but that's not history, because science does not work like that. You can't just change the weather with a ritual, and you can't summon ghosts, because if we knew how to summon ghosts, we would have done that ages ago, and we still can't. We're not even sure they're real at all, anywhere. Now, where do we go? I bet in this direction. Hey, back from vacation. How you doing, Hex? Getzilius asked. This is my favorite theme in the game right here. Pretty cool, Dan says. Watching real history here in this history sim. Well, let's see. Let's address these in order. Getzil is back from vacation. So I take it you were on vacation as well? Because I spent the... I don't celebrate Halloween, so instead I went to a spa this weekend with the other girls, and I've never been to a spa before, so that was a very interesting experience. Bluto Motor basically said, okay, so this was the Hex Elf Hot Springs episode, and putting it like that, I was like, you're not totally wrong. Let's see here. This is my favorite theme in the game. This song, the song is, it's pretty cool, but I haven't paid attention much to it. It's Dynasty Warriors rock music. Let's see. Sophie Catgill, watching real history here in this history sim. Yeah, the thing is, Dynasty Warriors does take a lot of liberties, though mostly geared towards where with each game they add more of the book, like Dynasty Warriors 7 here, the best edition. They added the Jin faction, which shows up very late in the book, and the other games preceding this, they never really got to that part, because stuff that is based on Romance of the Three Kingdoms, like the Sangoshi anime and other derivatives as well, they often end at the Battle of the Red Cliff, because that is like the climax of the book. So many of the stories that are in the pages lead up to and pretty much end with Battle of the Red Cliff, and then they sort of have to start building back the characters, because so many of the main players either die at Battle of the Red Cliff or shortly after. It's basically superhuman characters running around fighting normies. Yeah, they basically. What is interesting is, are you guys familiar with a term called, let's see, what do you call it in English? A simulacra. Do you know what a simulacra is? Because that is what this game is. A simulacra, if you don't know what the term is basically a representation of something, such as somebody doing, say, a play based on real history, because what you're watching is not actually the events that like as they happen, because you can never actually portray history unless you were there filming it, for example. So like a movie that is entirely made out of documentary footage could be an accurate representation, because what you're seeing is like those are actually the people that were actually there and did those things. Like if you had a video of, well, let's just say if you had a video of like Theodore Roosevelt, and the video is like that's actually him doing the speech, but it's still, you're not actually watching him, you're watching a recording of him. So a simulacra is like a representation of something. It can be pretty close, but it's not the same. So A Romance of the Three Kingdoms, the novel, is a simulacra of the original historical documents. So it's a representation of the plot that is in there. But it's also its own thing. And Dynasty Warriors is a representation of Romance of the Three Kingdoms. So it's a simulacra of a simulacra, which means it's pretty far removed from what actually happened. Yeah, a version or a take. So if you look at, say, the Dynasty Warriors movie, you're even further removed, because then you have a movie that is a representation of a game, that is a representation of a novel, that is a representation of a historical document, that is a representation of actual events. And now you're getting really far away from the source material. Let's see, Pretty Cool Dan says, the Red Cliff part is likely one of the big part of the story. It is one of the big parts of the story. It is one of the most exciting parts to read about the book, because everybody that you got to know, they get to shine in that part of the story. You get to see Cao Cao at his best. He is the de facto ruler of Wei. He's the closest thing to an emperor that they have. Liu Bei has to like make or break if he ever wants to get his Shu kingdom. Even Liu Bei hasn't even gotten his kingdom started at this point, and it shows you that if the Red Cliff is like, if he doesn't get past Red Cliff, Shu will never become a thing, because he'll just die then and there and never realize anything. That's why the Dynasty format is used in other games, trying to fit the story into Dynasty Warriors video game. Yeah, they do get more and more accurate, with each game. That's why I actually kind of like Dynasty Wars 9, despite Dynasty Wars 9 being the weakest part of the story, the weakest game, or considered one of the weakest games, I should say. Because Dynasty Wars 9 goes way beyond what the other games do in terms of actually having the characters and their stories and like the little things. Like, for example, the story, they did like tiny little bits from the book and they put it in the game. So when you are when you're playing as Diao-chan, for example, just a tiny thing where she wants to give Lu Bu a gift to like impress him, so she has custom made horseshoes made for Red Hair, his horse. She actually does that in the book, and that's like a tiny thing. That's just a thing to get on his good side, but it's a mission in Dynasty Wars 9, even though it's such a tiny little thing. And when you play as Dong Zhuo, you actually have to go get Red Hair to do the same thing, where he actually goes and gets Red Hair and bargains for the horse so he can give it to Lu Bu and therefore secure his loyalty. The other Dynasty Warriors game they don't get into like that level of detail. Let's see, but it's not like the historic characters went around killing thousands of people by themselves every mission. The real history would not be well, yes and no. The thing is sometimes reality actually trumps fiction. The part about like Lu Bu, for example, there's a thing he actually did that is not in the game because it's so excessive that it doesn't seem like it's real. He actually did a Robin Hood thing, where during a competition he showed off his amazing archery skills by he just shot the bullseye on the arrow, and then he made a bet that he could do the same thing again, and he won the bet by drawing his bow, shooting the arrow, and hitting the first arrow and split it in half. Like, he actually did that. And that seems like, oh, that's like Disney's Robin Hood. It's like, no, that's a thing he actually did. The guy was super famous for his crazy bow skills. Like, way better than you would think a normal person could be. Because that seems like something that they would put in a movie. It's so exaggerated. But no, he actually did that. Oh yeah, there was one more. Get Silly said, I was on vacation from Friday and just got home. Sounds cool. I've never been to a spa. Oh, you should try archery. It's actually super fun. I did try it for a little bit on my last job. We went to an archery class just as a fun thing to do, and it's actually it's very interesting, and it's one of those things where learning how to use a bow is actually surprisingly simple, but being good at it is really hard. This guy gets the grab. There we go.
What is that? Dian Wei, look out for the flames.
Let's get the damage buff and the health buff. Oh, plus 10 health. Thank you, game. Let's make a safety save. Am I getting hit in a cutscene? Oh. Okay, health, please. There we go.
Take out their commander and seize the ballista.
He gets the headbutt.
Excellent, Dian Wei. Use the ballista to take out those statues.
I must retreat. This is not the end.
I guess we are gonna take those out with this one as well. Now, that's a thing you might question the accuracy of, though. I don't think they had automatic machine gun arrow flingers that only reload when you stop firing. That seems a bit fantastical.
More of Joshu's tricks. He is tenacious indeed.
Ha, they actually left health that makes you explode if you break the jar. Oh yeah, I should add, since we're talking about history, some of the characters, particularly the female characters, unfortunately, Sun Changzhang is the best example, probably. They don't have their real names because their real names are not known. Sun Changzhang is the most famous example. She's called Sun Changzhang because of an opera figure from Chinese opera, where she's that version of the character is very popular, but we actually have no idea what her name was. She's also being called Sun Ren, and Lin Hua are other alternate names, and also what is it? Son Saku, I think. Anticipate this.
My son, we must escape this hell at once. Help Dian Wei clear us a path.
Follow me, Father, and I will lead you to safety. I swear on my very life.
Surely Xiaohu Dun and his men have realized something is amiss by now. But it will be hard to get their help unless we can escape the castle.
Uh-oh.
You must wait here. I will cut a path and lead you through when it is safe.
Dian Wei, work with my son and cut us a path.
Cao Heng got shot because he stood in front of the cannon.
My son is God. Come, his life must not have been given in vain.
That God-forsaken man is not easily killed. But today, his luck runs out.
Let's see. 6 strong attack, yes. Oh my god, can I stop whiffing every throw? There we go. Good, good, good.
You can run, but you won't escape me now.
My lord, we are almost through.
Now we just run for it. Da 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 da. Da da da.
You would leave in the middle of our party?
Ah, Xiaohu.
That's enough.
bodyguard may still be with him, but we can overcome too.
Oh.
Aim for Cao Cao.
Tianwei!
The first time I met you, I thought you were a little crazy, my lord.
A little, he says.
But when I saw how happy you made Xiu, I understood. I knew I wanted to see the world you could create.
Tianwei!
But he's riddled with arrows. He's inhuman. Fire!
No one is getting past me! Go now! Escape while you still can!
I will not apologize, but I will make your dream a reality.
Don't let him get away. After him!
So many arrows.
Promise me, you will make our dream of a new world a reality. Sorry, Xiu. Maybe we'll tend your field together another time.
Aww. Yeah. It's Game of Thrones.
Cao Cao, you're okay.
So it would seem.
The men are ready to march on your orders.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of stuff that is almost too crazy to be real, what Tianwei just did here is, I don't know if that's how the story goes actually, just that he died protecting Cao Cao, but there is a guy who is, well, if you want to Google him, just Google the White Death. He was a sniper that worked for the Finnish army, and he this was during the World War II era. The guy was a hunter by trade, so he used a hunting rifle to take out Soviet soldiers when they invaded Finland. And he was so fucking good at it that they sent entire death squads, counter sniper regiments, and carpet bombed entire like forests just to get rid of this one guy. And at the end of his career, after he killed several hundred Soviet soldiers by himself, mind you, using only basically the equipment of a hunter. One of them got lucky when he had taken out an entire enemy camp, again, single-handedly. One of them got the drop on him because while the Soviet soldier was shot and badly injured, when the White Death came to check out the camp, the Soviet guy was able to get the drop on him, basically reaching for his gun and taking a pot shot at him. So the White Death, the guy, he was shot in the right in the face, like straight into his face. It basically carved half his head off, and he went down. But he didn't die. He was found. He was rushed to a hospital where they tried to keep him alive, because the White Death was a fucking hero at this point. He had like almost single-handedly demoralized the whole Soviet army. and he was critically injured because like the guy blew half his face off, and he struggled for months, and when he finally woke up, it just happened to be on the same day that the Soviets decided that they had had enough of these Finnish Dynasty warriors and just left. Same day, that's when he woke up. You might almost think that him waking up just made the Soviet army decide, yeah, we've had enough of this guy. Let's just go home. Let's not lose another 500 soldiers to this one fucking hunter that has been demoralizing our whole army for months, and he's just one guy. How are we not able to kill him? We literally have 1 million soldiers, and they can't scratch this guy. They can't even find him. I'm sure they're not telling stories like this in Russia. You would actually be surprised, because they did not enjoy, for example, when Karl XII, who was a Swedish king, he was one of the guys that went into Russia and basically did what the Germans tried to do, and he lost the same way. But we think of it as a colossal failure, but the Russians, to them, that was like, holy shit, this guy was able to get so close to the capital that they made us move the capital away from these crazy Swedes, so that they actually have to make a much longer march to get to the capital, because this guy almost made it. The only reason that we were able to stave him off and survive as a nation was because we sacrificed fucking everything. We burned entire villages just to try to starve him to death. And he still almost made it. And then the Germans came and they tried the same thing, and we had to do the burnt ground strategy, where we had to deliberately destroy our own supply depots just to stop them. So to them, that story is a cautionary tale about why they need to act the way they do, because they think everybody is like a huge threat from the West, because we almost got them several times, and they do not like that. So that actually explains a lot of their actions today, where they try to undermine their enemies in the West and why they think we're the bad guys, because to them, we're fucking monsters that they only barely survived several times. Okay, so here we have Xiaohu Dun. He still has both eyes. Oh yeah, we can't.
Come, Xiaohu Dun. Follow me.
Xiaohu Dun.
Cousin.
Take the castle. Show no mercy. Kill any in your path.
We should be playing the Kill 'Em All theme for this one. Let's see. Oh, we're still fighting Xiaohu. They are really dragging this out.
From the east and the south. All forces, advance.
Notice how there's a giant part of the east map that is blacked out.
Fight me now, for glory!
Retreat now, and wait for further instructions.
You are powerless before me.
You must retreat. This is not the end.
My ambition cannot be stopped.
Ambition is what he calls his backhand serve. Smash, I mean. Oh yeah, so what did I'm still curious, what did other people in the chat do for Halloween? Do tell me.
Incredible. It's easy to see why you're the one in charge.
My lord, our forces have taken damage from a fire attack within the southern gate of Wan Castle. You think you can outsmart me? Don't make me laugh.
Before me.
My lord, our forces are under fire at the eastern gate. They request help.
You are powerless before me.
Xiaohu is responsible for all this.
Wait, those double crosses will pay for what they...
Pretty Cool Dan says, I never thought I would see Cao Cao fighting with a tennis racket. Well, I didn't think I'd see a weapon named after the Tiger of Yondong called the Tiger of Ding Dong, because the weapon is a giant bell either.
Wait. We must not play into Joshu's hands. We will withdraw. Make him play our game.
How can you stay so calm? Tianwei is dead. Do you feel nothing? You seem to be in a good mood, cousin. I see I must double my efforts.
Fight me now, for glory! Never thought I'd encounter such a great warrior.
Oh, that was a mistake, but he's still dead.
My lord, Liu Biao's forces have arrived and are making for our main camp.
Oh no. Horsey, horsey. Ow, ow, horse, help. Health. That must have something to do with the fact that we're playing on hard. Because those multi-meat buns on a plate usually give you way more than that.
I bring urgent news. Zhang Xiao's forces are moving out from Wan Castle.
Of course they are.
Just as I thought. Now is our chance. dispatch a unit to lie in wait near the western bridge.
Yes, my lord. I will send Guojia and Li Dian.
I grow weary of your presence.
Fight me now, for glory!
I grow weary of your presence.
Aha. Oh.
What a disaster. I have no excuse for troubling you with this rabble.
You are truly powerful. We also must rouse ourselves for this battle.
Wow, you're amazing. I'm gonna have to work hard.
Finally. Okay.
Now, we can take Zhongshu from behind. Give the order to the ambush troops. You are powerless before me.
One step back. We are all doomed.
Ah, the music changed.
My lord, Xiaohu has made his move.
You watch the Wei. I'll keep our lord safe.
My lord, I will take care of the forces to the rear. You must avenge Dian Wei.
Zhang Xiu needs to be less impulsive. I warned him about possible ambushes.
But you, no, Cao Cao does not want to hear what you have to say.
I have proven unworthy.
Oops.
I will not kill you.
What? You would show mercy to a man like this?
Not mercy. You killed Dian Wei and drove me to the brink. Your talents will serve to bring my rule closer.
You are a wise man, my lord.
No mercy. If I find you are no use to me, you are dead.
Oof.
Dian Wei was dead. After successfully avenging his loyal retainer's death, Cao Cao set out in search of a path forward. A path of ambition. A path that would quickly and effectively lead him to domination of the land. A path that some would deride as cruel and ruthless.
Some.
Cao Cao was determined to walk this path, alone if necessary. He returned to Xuzhang, and together with his new strategist, Jia Shu, he began plotting his next move. Yuan Shao and his massive army in Hebei. The self-proclaimed Emperor Yuan Shu. Jia Shu determined that Cao Cao must solidify his current position before taking on these two mighty foes. Just then, Liu Bei, who had taken Tao Qian's place as ruler of Shu, came in search of help. He had been attacked by none other than Lu Bu, who had been under his protection.
Ha.
Cao Cao gathered Xiaohu Dun as well as Liu Bei and his men, and set out for Xiapi in Shu province. Liu Bei, Lu Bu, and Cao Cao. Among the fields of Shu province, three heroes of the age would soon be engaged in heated battle.
Okay, so this is the part where Cao Cao finally decides to get rid of Lu Bu, the one and only, because for a little while, Cao Cao and Liu Bei were actually, I wouldn't say friends, but they were not mortal enemies. One of the reasons that they became mortal enemies was because Cao Cao got the upper hand by such an incredible margin that Liu Bei started to see him as, well, a threat like everybody else. But Liu Bei had one card that he kept playing over and over, by basically tying his fortunes to those of Cao Cao, because Liu Bei ended up being Cao Cao's nemesis, basically because he kept saying that he was. Like, I'm the relative of the Han Emperor, Cao Cao is a bad guy, you have to stop him, I'm the only one who can, that sort of thing. He promoted himself as Cao Cao's nemesis, so that no matter how well Cao Cao did, Liu Bei would benefit from that by being his, like, diametric opposition, basically. And that was actually, a lot of that was Liu Bei setting himself up to be that nemesis. Cao Cao, if he could have decided, he would just have done away with Liu Bei at his earliest convenience and never allow him that luxury. But for a while, they were actually somewhat friendly. Like here. Rare footage of Cao Cao and Liu Bei standing together. Let's see. Oh, pretty cool then. So he hired him. Yeah, Cao Cao actually hired Xiaohu as one of his strategists because he was really good at what he did. And he was able to take down Cao Cao's bodyguard with a trap. And he felt, if I can't have this guy, nobody else can. But if Xiaohu decides to work for us and we can put aside our differences, I can make him do the same thing to my next opponent and kill their best guy also. And I'd much rather have that. Cao Cao famously also pursued the services of Guan Yu, the god of war, who was super loyal to Liu Bei. He tried really, really hard to sway Guan Yu, and one of the reasons that Guan Yu is so famous even today is because he had a moral character to stand by the Peach Garden oath that he did, at least in the book. That he like even when it got him killed to do so, he still stood by his convictions, which goes into the whole territory of if your convictions. If you will abandon your convictions even in a situation where they get turned against you or it becomes inconvenient even, then what are your convictions even worth if you abandon them when they become a problem for you? And Guan Yu was a guy who did not do that, despite Cao Cao basically giving him everything that he wanted. He got him luxurious outfit. The one you see him wear in the games is the one he got from Cao Cao, like a really nice green silk outfit. And he gave him red hair, Lu Bu's old horse, the famous one. He also offered him like wine and women, the usual stuff, money. But Guan Yu, all he did was like, okay, I'll take the horse, I'll take the clothes. Everything else you can keep, because I'm going home. So Cao Cao was very interested in hiring people based on their merits. He didn't really care about their rank as much. He was a technocrat in that regard, where he was interested in having the best people in their most useful positions. Even if that guy, Xiaohu, just killed his favorite bodyguard, he was like, well, you are a master strategist because you pull that off. So based on that, I want you on the team. Because I would hate to have you on the opposing side. I'd much rather have you on my side. And the fact that you killed one of my favorite officers, I'll let that slide if you do the same to others.
Lord Cao Cao, I thank you for helping me recapture Shu province.
Lu Bu is an enemy to us all. It was something I would have done with or without you.
In any case, I am grateful for your assistance.
I do not engage in actions that do not provide me with some benefit. This battle was the perfect opportunity for me to obtain valuable officers. For example, somebody like the Honorable Guan Yu.
Ah, there we have it. There we have it. I told you guys.
Well, it is about time I move out. Everybody, we march! Lay siege to Xiapi Cap.
Right there. I think we should go secure the western gate.
Guan Yu, my lord values your skill in battle. This is your chance to prove that he is right.
I have nothing to prove to you.
So in this mission, we're gonna go and slay we're gonna go slay Lu Bu, or at least try, and we're gonna do it with this weapon. You see who that is? You see who that's on the picture?
Another victim has fallen before me.
That is essentially a Lu Bu body pillow. I'm curious about why Xiaohu Dun would have something like that.
So you are my next opponent. I'll crush you like all of the
others. He's sleeping with Lu Bu on the side. I wonder how Cao Cao would feel about that. Oh, that actually reminds me. While Romance of the Three Kingdoms did not have, well, anything in terms of LGBTQ content, there is actually a character, Guan Yu's kid, Guan Yinping. She was, since we're talking about Guan Yu, since Cao Cao just mentioned him, she was the only Guan, well, from that family that actually survived this whole thing, because Guan Yu famously got defeated by Lu Meng from the kingdom of Wu, and his son died in that same battle, but Guan Yinping did not. And one of the reasons was that it's not entirely clear whether she was actually at Fan Castle at the time. She was probably at home. Or, if the Dynasty Warriors games are to be believed, she was she survived because they basically died protecting her and others. Anyway, Guan Yinping has a famous thing that she did that I think it was Sun Jian, the head of the Wu Empire at the time, who asked Guan Yu if his son could marry Yinping, and she said to his face that I'm not interested, because why the fuck would the daughter of a tiger marry the son of a dog? She was not interested, and she went on to try to be more like her dad. She was known for always being in her combat armor. She was known for always, when she was not in combat, she was training for combat. And officers got interested because they thought, hey, she's actually pretty badass. And also, how the hell does a small lady like that handle a weapon, which in this case was, I'm not sure what the weapon is actually called, but it's basically a giant metal-coated baseball bat. It's sort of called a hammer, but it's not really a hammer. It's like a giant staff that has metal engraved on the sides of it, and she would use that to basically beat her opponents to death. And Guan Yinping was never defeated in battle, never captured. She actually died of old age. But the thing is, she never actually got married to anyone. She was just on her own, and it's subtly hinted at, yeah, Yinping probably gay, because any man who decided, oh yeah, I want a piece of that, she would either beat the ever-living shit out of them with her hammer and kill them, or she would do the thing where she would just tell them off in such a harsh manner that she would just put them down to never try that shit again. So you just need to defend your. So it means. So you just need to defend yourself and win. What is Xiaohu Dun holding? A banner. It's a body pillow that has. You know, that's Lu Bu. That's what he's holding. It's a body pillow with a handle. I guess he's. You could also call it a giant paddle, perhaps. But it's clearly shaped like a pillow. Defend yourself and win against her hammer. Yeah. The thing is, you can look up her Guan Yinping's appearance in Dynasty Warriors 9. Actually has the accurate version of the weapon. If you look up Guan Yinping Dynasty Warriors 9, you will actually see what the weapon looks like. Amazingly, though, the weapon in Dynasty Warriors 9 that she has, the giant hammer thing, is not accurate, because the one she actually held was even bigger than the one she has in Dynasty Warrior 9. And that thing is like twice her size.
Just as we thought. They're after the floodgates. Get up! So you are my next opponent. I'll crush you like all of the others.
Your time is up. Your time is up.
I shall return. Remember that. For yours is the first head I shall see.
Another victim has fallen before me.
Let me check his skill list. Muso attack 2. Blue info. Oh, he has an air super. He has an air super. Oh wait, we're supposed to go inside. Open the floodgates. Yep.
But here is where the real battle begins. We must claim Lu Bu's head. Don't fall behind Guan Yu.
My lord!
Oh shit.
Don't just stand there. Follow me.
The guy just got hit in the eyeball with an arrow. And all he does is tell the other people to follow him.
The flood attack has worked, but your wounds...
I am fine. The gates are open. We must attack.
Yeah, I mentioned this a million times before, but we're talking about Xiaohu Dun. According to the story, he got hit by, well, just like this, he got hit in the face with an arrow. He pulled out the arrow with his eyeball and ate his own eyeball. And then he told Guo Jia, who's right there, that because his sight is now limited, because, you know, he's missing a whole eye and he's also bleeding badly, he told him that, okay, I need my strategist, which is you, to point me to where the enemies are, because they took my eyeball, and I'm gonna kill every single one of these motherfuckers right now. But I'm gonna need your help to point in the direction that I need to go to get to where they are. Do that, and I will take care of the rest.
My lord, the enemy units to the north are on the move. They are heading straight for North South.
Distractions, distractions. What is the quickest way to get to these guys? Let's see here. Get over the bridge, go north, and intercept them. Okay. This is slightly faster, as they are on the move. I guess they're gonna take this bridge. Oh, it's Zhang Liao. Jesus Christ. If you have a beef with Cao Cao, Xiaohu Dun has a beef with you, that's all I'll say.
I'm afraid you will only make it as far as me. I never thought I'd face such a great opponent.
Where did those guys come from? Hello? Ah, yes. This should lead up to the famous scene. Question is, will Cheng Gong even be there to do his line? Because I would love that. Either way, at some point we're gonna have to play Dynasty Warriors 9, because they don't skimp with details like that. I want to do his campaign right now, but we're on a schedule. Okay, here's a bunch of people. Yao Chan again. I didn't aim for Diao Chan, I killed her by accident.
You cannot die here.
Someone tie this animal up.
Now let's see. Is Chang Gong gonna do his line? Lu Bu is gonna do his line, and yeah, Zhang Liao should do his. Please do Chang Gong as well.
They're just right for a wild animal.
Ooh.
Xiaohu Dun. Fine work.
Cao Cao, I hear that you make use of talented enemies. And use me, the world will be yours. Have some dignity, Lu Bu. Die like a man of courage and integrity.
Kill Lu Bu.
Cao Cao! Curse you! Why?
So, you have shown mercy to that animal?
He already did.
Kill me. I am ready to die.
No. Stand, Zhang Liao. You will be an integral part of my plans.
Ooh.
Cao Cao managed to defeat Lu Bu at Shu Province. With that battle behind him, he moved toward a massive confrontation with his old friend, Yuan Shao. First, he lent some troops to Liu Bei and gave him orders to eliminate Yuan Shu. Cao Cao figured that Liu Bei would relish the opportunity to face such a powerful opponent. And just as he expected, Liu Bei immediately set out for battle. Indeed, Cao Cao would use anybody at his disposal in order to further his ambitions, even the Emperor himself. However, his actions began to lead to unrest within the imperial court. And so, the Emperor issued a decree that Cao Cao was to be assassinated.
Here we have the Emperor.
Cao Cao. You mean to kill me?
I would never presume to do so, Your Highness.
I tried to have you killed. I would have no right to complain.
You are a wise man, Your Highness. If it is your wish to kill me, I will not stop you.
Ho ho!
You frighten me. You shed no tears for your allies. You side with the enemy if necessary. And when someone is not needed, you get rid of them. Even if it is me.
A country needs its people. And without a ruler, the people are lost. Your Highness is needed. At least, while I am alive, that is. Your presence allows me to move freely. To walk upon my ordained path to build a new and better land.
Let's see.
As ordered, Liu Bei attacked the Yuan Shu army and emerged victorious. In his weakened state, Yuan Shu was no longer a match for Cao Cao and passed away shortly thereafter. It was then that suddenly Liu Bei rose in rebellion. Cao Cao was determined to bring his massive army down upon Liu Bei's forces, leaving none unpunished. Liu Bei was a mere nuisance whose blind devotion to the concept of virtue would only lead to more chaos. Liu Bei's army crumbled before the might of Cao Cao's ambition. Once again, Liu Bei was forced to wander the land with no place to call his own. As a result of this fierce battle, Cao Cao welcomed a new general into his ranks. It was none other than Guan Yu, a warrior who combined honor, loyalty, bravery, and intelligence into one formidable package. Having coveted Guan Yu for a long time, Cao Cao was pleased to finally have him by his side. Finally, he was ready to face his old friend Yuan Shao. Having made the necessary preparations, he advanced his army toward Guandu, the site where all would be decided. Cao Cao and Yuan Shao, their battle for control of the land was about to begin.
It is clear what strategy we must use. Place decoys at Bai Ma and Yanjin. Then, launch attacks from each unit. He has numbers, but Yuan Shao is indecisive and imperceptive. He is a man of the past. This should be enough to deal with him.
However, the problem is those decoys, though. The enemy is so great in number that they'll be simply overrun.
Exactly. You're a smart man. I can see why our Lord values you so.
Forgive me. It was not my place to speak out.
Then you will have to go yourself, Father.
So I would be the decoy.
Quite brilliant, Lord Xiaobi. Your father must be proud.
Oh, are we gonna play as Cao Pi?
Lord Cao Cao is the perfect bait. We can lure out the enemy at both Bai Ma and Yanjin. As he makes his advance up the middle, we'll strike both places at the same time. Then we can squeeze the enemy in the center between us.
I see. You look to divide and isolate the enemy forces.
Precisely. Our Lord and I will attack from Yanjin. Master Guan Yu, you take Bai Ma.
Understood.
Very well. Jia Shu, show me the intellect you are famous for.
Okay, so we are playing as Cao Pi for this, which is odd because I think he was like, what, 12 at the time? Either way, Cao Pi is, well, he doesn't need much introduction. He is Cao Cao's second son, and because his big brother died in that other battle that we recently did, Cao Pi is now the crown prince, I guess you could call him. We also have Guan Yu here. He was convinced to join the Wei forces when he was captured. He was ready to die at that moment, but Shu basically gave him some logical reasons to why he should stay alive, and convinced him that sacrificing himself would be a bad idea, because if he did, he wouldn't be able to uphold his oath that he did with Liu Bei and Zhang Fei, his sworn blood brothers. So Guan Yu decided, okay, so you spared my life, therefore I owe you one. And he basically stated terms like, okay, I will join you in this battle, just point me to where you want me to go and I will slay everything that is in that direction. But once I'm done, I'm gonna go back to my brothers and leave you behind. Like, I'll do you a solid, but that is all I'll do. So he's all in on this battle because he wants to get even, basically, so that he doesn't feel like he owes Cao Cao anything. This will come back to, well, later in the story. Oh yeah, and also the part about Cao Cao controlling the Emperor, that was one of the reasons why he was so difficult to fight back against, because since he controlled the Emperor, and everybody was basically forced to obey whatever the Emperor said. It was literally some sort of whatever the Emperor says is law, but because Cao Cao controlled him, he was able to basically say anyone that opposes Cao Cao can be branded a traitor by the Emperor himself, and they will be hunted down and killed by anyone that they don't have under their direct command. So it was very difficult to make a move on Cao Cao because he could just wave his hand and now you're branded a traitor to king and country. However, the reason that Liu Bei was able to make any resistance at all is because the empire at the time was so weak that they had very little sway compared to what they used to have. So some people like Liu Bei and later Sun Quan, they were able to resist Cao Cao by simply like sheer manpower. Sun Quan was of course famous for this, where he, I already talked about this in a previous stream, but he was able to stand on his side of the Yangtze River and basically say that this territory is mine, and if you have a problem with that, you should come over here and tell that to my face. And if you do, that will be appreciated, but it will also be the last thing you fucking do because I will collect your fucking head. And he was able to, Sun Quan especially was able to like really back that up. Was like, you do not have any power on this side of the river. And anyone that tried, he made a point to just turn them into a pretzel. And like, yeah, okay, anyone else wants them? Okay, cool. So I'm in control of this side of the river. I'm glad we could come to an understanding. If this happens again, I'll teach you that same lesson one more time. So keep your side of the forces over on this side of the river, because I acknowledge that that part is yours. I will not try to challenge that, but do not fucking come here and tell me that this is part of your empire, because it's fucking not. Liu Bei was able to do it by basically, once he had his own kingdom that he got, a lot of it was because Zhuge Liang was a fucking genius. He was able to not so much control his own territory, which he did, but he was able to undermine Wei by these constant invasions that made them unable to make a move on him, because they constantly had to defend themselves against Shu invasions. So they could never like collect themselves to go down there and kick his ass, because they were always being attacked. So that is how this works out. Cao Pi is of course famous as well for having Zhen Yi, his empress. Let's see if she's actually in here. Here we have Zhang Liao, who is still alive because he's a badass. Zhang Liao and Cao Cao actually became best friends, and when Zhang Liao got mortally ill, when they were preparing to actually take Sun Quan up on his whole come over the river and tell that to my face thing, Cao Cao actually sent constant messengers to Zhang Liao to check up on him and make sure he was in good health and, you know, still alive and kicking. And it got so... He did this so much that some of the messengers would meet each other as they were traveling back and forth, and they would often meet each other and talk about updates and stuff. I was like, okay, so you went over to Zhang Liao and you told him this and this, and since then this and this has happened, so now I'm here to update this guy on the latest moves by Cao Cao, which I think was, in a way, it's kind of adorable that he would care so much. that he would send out these messengers to constantly give him updates so frequently that they would always meet each other. But yeah. Let's see, I don't see Zhen Yi anywhere. But again, at this time, Cao Pi would have just been a kid. Yeah, she's not around. Anyway, since we're playing this guy for the first time, we are going to get him souped up. Of course, he has the same sword that his dad does. He will have some skills that we can get. We want the one that gives us more points. We want the second super. We want to check what this is. Increase elemental effects when attacking. This effect is cumulative. Okay. Yeah, Zhen Yi is definitely in later. Defense up. That is valuable because we're taking. All of our characters are glass cannons right now. They hit like trucks, but they can't take it very well. Okay, interesting. This guy only has a 5th strong attack. I wonder what's up here. Oh, okay. Let's see here. Muso attack 2. Hold slice surrounding enemies with. Oh, okay, so he doesn't have an air super. His EX attack is just 2/2, so he doesn't get to do a combo. Cao Pi is actually one of my favorite characters of the guys, at least on the Wei side. And talking about the guys, because A, he's married to Zhen Yi, who's awesome. And I like his ice-cold demeanor. This guy is... you think Cao Cao, because we're playing as the bad guys. Cao Cao is the ruthless emperor. And Cao Pi is his son. And Cao Cao, as you saw, he is unwilling to take the life of the emperor because he feels like... Cao Cao feels like he wants to go out there in person and get shit done, and if he was the emperor, he would have to handle like state affairs and be preoccupied with bureaucracy, and he doesn't want to deal with that shit. He would rather have the emperor himself do that. And he also feels that if he's the emperor, that would make him an even bigger target than he already is, which would make it difficult for him to make moves. Cao Pi, however, gave 0 fucks about that. As soon as he had an opportunity, he went up to the emperor and said, okay, your time is done. You're making me the emperor right now. The emperor tried to refuse. And Cao Pi didn't want to kill him before he became the emperor himself, because he felt like for logistical reasons he would rather have the former emperor bestow the title on him, because that would make it much easier for him to claim that he was the legitimate one. But he made damn sure to make the emperor's life an absolute living hell, because even though he didn't want to kill the emperor himself, he had absolutely 0 qualms about killing literally everyone else, including the emperor's wife. So when the emperor tried to refuse, Cao Pi was like, okay, you know you're immune to the fact I'm not gonna kill you, but I'm gonna make you wish that I had. So seize the wife, have her tortured and killed in front of this guy, and let's see if that changes his mind, because I can do this to other people as well, but I'm gonna start with your wife so that you know I'm fucking serious when I say you should give me that title. I can't kill you yet, but I can... everyone else that you care about, I don't give a shit about any of those. I'll do your whole fucking family before I'm done. So if you want to spare anyone else, yeah, watch this and maybe that will change your mind.
Understood. We must remain patient, Lord Xiaohu.
We must wait until the enemy takes the bait before we strike.
Wait, what is this weapon called? Ski pole. Cool. Winter times require winter weapons. Oh, we're supposed to head in this direction.
Vital that we liaise with the forces from Baimar. Keep the big picture in mind as we approach Yanjin.
Oh yeah, quick note about this. At the time of this battle, Yuan Shu, who was also a noble, had the biggest army by far. However, Cao Cao basically he put a bet that, okay, so this guy has the biggest army, like way bigger than the one we have, but my army is better trained, they have more experience, I have better strategists with better plans, and I have more experience than this guy. So if we go up there and have a solid plan, we can take him down, even though he probably has 10 times more men than we do, because at least our men actually know what the fuck they're doing, whereas this guy is not known for being a strategic genius, and he also likes to take things into his own hands, which is bad, whereas Cao Cao was all about merit. So he would have strategists and he would listen to them.
I sense danger. It may not be the most convenient route, but I think we should advance via the pond.
So
we cannot hope to win with so few men, but I refuse to just meekly surrender.
There you are. I've been waiting to challenge you.
Liu Bei, I thought you were already dead. Lord Cao Pi, I advise you not to mention this to Guan Yu. You can't afford to distract him.
Everybody, fall back. We must regroup.
Enemy sighted!
Our men in Baimar have come through for us. The pincer attack has worked perfectly.
Jesus, that super was pretty good.
That was you, son? Well, I cannot allow you to outshine me.
Not necessarily to lose.
The enemy is about to be severely punished.
Ah, there's Sen Yi. Hold on, babe. Where are you? Let's see. Ah, she's not in the battle.
Something smells funny here. I want everyone to stay alert.
Out of my way! Cao Cao will be dispatched by my blade!
It seems someone is getting overexcited. I will soon make them see reason.
You should know your limitations. Roar, bull dragon! Cut down all that would stand in your way!
I see a skill I want. This, oh, 840. Okay, let's get this one first. Speed up. Ah, very nice. Now let's try his EX attack, as this guy is becoming a problem. Ow, 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 ow. Will you attack for the love of God?
Battle is impressive.
Okay. Ooh.
You will learn to regret this moment. A true warrior indeed. You will carry our honor across the land.
I was perhaps a little hasty, but when my lord arrives with his army, you'll be powerless to stop him.
I will not be left behind.
You believe your wits are a match for mine? You should know your limitations. To retreat is not necessarily to lose.
Not even fit to share the battlefield with me.
It seems Cao Pi's EX attack starts with a guard break. That is really nice.
My lord, we have achieved enough for now. Let us return to the castle and prepare for the next clash.
Very well. All forces, retreat.
What? Okay.
Cao Cao is mine. You pathetic worms, crawl back underground where you belong.
Prepare to die, Cao Cao.
Know your limitations.
Attack! Our might shall lead us to victory over the untrained enemy.
I love it when a plan comes together. Your effort in battle is impressive.
Report! It seems that the enemy reinforcements have arrived.
Lord Cao Cao's life hangs in the balance.
You, son? Well, I cannot allow you to outguide me.
I shall return. Remember that. For yours is the first head I shall see.
Not bad. But you're wasting your time. Look at our numbers.
Most impressive. Together, our might shall deliver victory to our lord.
That takes care of the Yuan's best and brightest. The enemy command chain should be in disarray.
You should know your limitations. An impressive display. My men and I will join you on this road to victory.
Excellent. I need to score more victories
return. Remember that, for yours is the first head I shall see.
Death to Cao Cao.
Ah, even more ambush troops.
More ambush troops. Tenacious doesn't begin to describe it.
You should know
your effort in battle is impressive.
Allow me to test your resolve.
I see even Yuan Shao as some who are willing to work for him.
Oh, I see. Zhen Yi is on the opposing side because that's how they met. Even though Zhen Yi is pretty awesome, the way they met was that Cao Pi captured her during a battle, the battle with Yuan Shao. So she started out as essentially a Shu Yao. She was on the Liu Bei team. I actually forgot about that because they usually skip that part.
You're so mean. He's not that bad, really.
So she's right here somewhere. Wait, that's not Zhen Yi, that's Zhang He.
My elegance in combat is unparalleled.
Uh-oh.
This may be a tough battle, but you must believe in yourselves. Your brilliant performance makes me feel alive. Your limitations.
The beauty of my fighting style must not be so.
So let's check the other team. Zhen Yi did not last very long.
Not even fit to share the battlefield with me.
It is pretty messed up that Cao Pi captured Zhen Yi from the opposing side simply because he thought she was stunning. But it seems like from everything that I read, Zhen Yi was not super happy with her husband in the first place, and she was also annoyed by the fact that she was well educated and had a lot of sway, but because she was a woman, she wasn't able to, like, say, break through the glass ceiling. But on the Wei, in the Wei Kingdom, because they were sort of a meritocracy or technocracy, she was actually able to basically be the woman that she wanted, at the very least, like towards the end, because the alternative was pretty bad. So you could make the argument that Zhen Yi was quick to hook up with Cao Pi because it legitimately made her life better. I'm not sure if that's how the story goes exactly, but it seems like based on how she was later in life, she seemed pretty content with, like, hey, this is actually pretty good compared to what I used to have. Because at the very least, she's being described. She was described as being pretty displeased with how her life was going initially. Like, she was pretty disappointed or even angry, outright hostile at times, because she was like, I'm this amazing person, I'm super well educated compared to you other plebs. Why do I have to put up with being basically a servant simply because I'm a woman? That's bullshit. And she was able to become the Empress of Wei. So, I mean, with a woman like that, it's like, well, maybe that was a good trade.
Report! It seems that the enemy reinforcements have arrived!
Now we're talking. Things are starting to get interesting. My lord, Shu Yo sends a message. He says he wishes to surrender to you.
Excellent. Lord Cao Cao, this should be most edifying.
Edifying, he says.
Bring him to see me.
Jin Kai, daughter of Yuan Fei. Okay, so this is the guy.
With an army that size, it must be difficult to keep them fed. Shu Yo will lead us to their supply depot. If we burn it to the ground, then victory is as good as ours.
The supply depot is located at Wu Chao. It is possible to get them to open the gate. But we will need to make the necessary preparations. Please give me some time.
Very well. I shall go and buy you the time you need.
It may take a while for Shu Yo to arrive. We should clear him a path at least. My lord, we need to destroy the enemy's siege towers. Perhaps the catapult would work.
They're right outside? Okay. How about right there? Boom. Yep, one siege tower down. It is just raining arrows. The siege towers were a pretty cool invention that they had, but it's also very, very simple. It's just a tower with archers on top of it. It allowed the archers to take shots at anyone that was in the immediate area, and it made it very difficult to attack back because they were in an elevated space.
Shu Yo is ready. We must make for Wu Chao and escort him to safety.
Let's see here. So this is basically one of those spy missions where you have to sneak. Wait, why is he taking that path? Oh yeah, sneaking, because there are no enemies here. We could definitely take on the enemies on the other side.
If you go straight ahead, ambush troops will be lying in wait. But if you go left, there is a cliff. Climb that, and you should be able to sneak up behind that.
Ah, I see. Sneaky, sneaky.
Now the question is, can we trust Shu Yo? I leave the decision to you, Lord Cao Pi.
I guess you could cross this guy. Okay. Yeah.
The enemy is right below us. We could jump down and surprise them.
Now's the time to show you what you're made of. This should cool you off. My fight is as cold as steel. I shall return. Remember that. For yours is the first head I shall see.
Not even fit to share the battlefield with me.
me to test your resolve.
There she is. Hello, Zenyi, babe.
You know the punishment for treachery.
Xiuyo's under attack. Mind you, when she's doing the attacking, it doesn't seem so bad.
Interesting how she's dressed in yellow, because that means she's not part of any team. Though she's technically, like I said, from Shu. But she doesn't have a green outfit, she has a yellow outfit.
Not just a pretty face either. I will spare your life. You must come with me.
Suave.
You requested me, that if you intend to defile my honor, then I will take my own life here.
I intend to take you as my wife. If that thought dismays you, then by all means take your own.
Cao Pi being the asshole that he always is.
Your wife? I accept. I will stand by your side, my lord.
That's actually a pretty messed up conversation, because she basically assumed he would commit sexual assault, and he said, nah, I'm not interested in that. I am going to marry you and not do that other thing. But I guess you could kill yourself if that's what you really want, though that would be a shame, because Cao Pi's a ruthless bastard.
Your effort in battle is impressive. It is time.
Leave it to me. Guards, I am Xiuyo. I come at Lord Yuan Shao's request. Open the gates.
Regroup now. Wait for further moving about progress. All that is left to do.
Wait, what was that? Hold on. One of these combo attacks is a grab. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the one. Oh yeah.
Doesn't value you. Why would you throw away your life for him?
You mean you would appreciate me more?
Oh shit, that does so much damage. Oh, get away.
Watch as Yuan Shao's life goes up in flames. Do you want to be turned to ash too? Or will you be a beacon that lights up this land?
Very well. I shall burn with righteous fervor for you!
And he immediately switched sides. Can we get any more skills? No. Let's see, 840. Oh, that's so expensive. 420. Okay.
We must hurry to join him.
So I guess we go up.
I ask that you charge the enemy main camp so that we may bring an end to this battle.
Ah, the main camp. God damn it. Bay. You bastard. Let's make a safety save here and see if we can bum rush these guys before Liu Bei makes Jinping.
You think you can outsmart me? Don't make me laugh.
My fight is as holy as you are.
You will learn to regret this moment. Not even fit to share the battlefield with me.
Guan Yu, I'm so glad you're safe. Come, we have so much to catch up on.
Brother, I am sorry, but I cannot join you yet. Not until I have repaid my debt to Lord Cao Cao.
We cannot hold out any longer. The wisest course of action would be to regroup and fight another day.
I like how Liu Bei just gave up like that. I didn't have to pursue him or anything.
Your efforts are dazzling. You shall see me shine as well. Yes, even brighter than now.
Your effort in battle is impressive.
So you are my next opponent. Should know your limits. I'll crush you like all of the others. This one is heroic. I guess I need to pick up the pace.
Oh, all the loot. Okay. Before the grand finale, we want to clean up. You could probably go challenge Yuan Shu right now, but we have some officers right down here, and since they give us permanent upgrades, we should go get those permanent upgrades from guys like Jinping here. I love characters with command pros so much. Oh, Zhang Liao got some work done. Okay, this battle is essentially over at this point. Even the helper characters are winning.
Your wits are a match for mine.
Oh, I missed.
We must overwhelm the enemy with our tactics.
What are my troops doing? There can be no defeat for the glorious Yuan.
Yuan
It is
Shao.
impossible.
To retreat is not necessarily to lose.
Not even fit to share the battlefield with me.
Your prowess rekindles my spirit. Onward to victory.
Using Muso attacks to take out peons always feels like a waste, but there were so many of them.
Offspring. You are no match for me, boy. You think you
Okay.
can outsmart me? Don't make me laugh.
Know your limitations.
To retreat is not necessarily to lose.
Not even fit to share the battlefield with me.
Your efforts are dazzling. You shall see me shine as well. Yes, even brighter than now.
2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5.
You will learn to regret this moment.
Only Yuan Shu left. And he's gone.
You fiend! Show some respect to your betters. So you forget the nobility of my station? Your insolence will not be forgotten!
The Yuan have been set on the road to ruin.
Now let's see what happens.
Yuan Shao has passed away. The Central Plains are now under our control.
Many years have passed since Guandu. It took longer than I had hoped. But Father, the war is not over yet.
Of course not. Our dominion must be recognized by all.
Another relic of the past has died. The new age of my father is at hand. But one day his time too will pass.
Already plotting.
Father, the future that you seek, your dreams, are they the same as my own?
Due to the efforts of Cao Pi, heir to the Cao throne, and many others, Yuan Shao was eliminated. With Hebei and the Central Plains under his control, Cao Cao had amassed the largest force in the land. Next, he turned his steely gaze toward the south. There, the major figures included Liu Biao in Jing, Liu Zhang in Yi, and Sun Quan in Jiangdong. Cao Cao decided to attack Jing as his first target. Liu Biao was killed during the initial attack, and his successor Liu Cong agreed to surrender to Cao Cao. However, Cao Cao did not let down his guard, and continued to advance his army to Jing. The people of Jing trembled in fear before him. Without a doubt, Liu Bei would feel pity for the people and throw himself into the fray. Learning of Liu Bei's whereabouts, Guan Yu left Cao Cao and went to rejoin his sworn brother. Together with the peasants, Guan Yu fled from Cao Cao's advance and made his way toward Jiangling. This time, Cao Cao was determined to put an end to the meddling Liu Bei and finally realize his ambition. To that end, he would go to any lengths necessary. Cao Cao ordered Zhang Liao to give pursuit. For it was now that the hero of chaos was about to transform into something decidedly less heroic.
Decidedly less heroic. Ah, I love that description. Let's take care of this super laggy thing. Okay, there we go.
Liu Bei must be killed. Cut down any who impede you.
My lord, Liu Bei's army features many who are not soldiers, but mere peasants.
They have chosen to side with
Decidedly.
him of their own free will. Therefore, they are our enemy. Soldier or peasant, it matters not.
not forget. You are my blade. I choose who you cut and whose blood will stain.
Huh, are they gonna give Zhang Liao some character development?
Lord Zhang Liao, we have sighted the enemy rearguard.
Yes, it is time for me to take to the battlefield.
Liu Bei is fleeing to the south with the people of Jing province. We must fly after him.
Oh. Oh, there we go. Give me a second. Let's do a save right here, cause wow, that went yeah. Okay. Yeah, cause we ran out of time a little while ago, so we're gonna head over here. Almost lost track of time there for a bit, but okay, so let's address the chat for a bit before we wrap this up. We made it past 3 hours a little while ago. This is the battle that leads up to the Battle of the Red Cliff. We're not quite there yet, though. Now, let's see. Sophie Catgirl asked, have you played Neo? I have a little, because it was on PlayStation Plus a while back, I believe. Didn't play it much, though. The Dark Souls type games are not quite my cup of tea, and the Ninja Gaiden remaster trilogy was coming up, so I was all over that instead of Neo. So yes and no. They have Japanese historic characters. I bet they do. There are other games like that too, like say Onimusha, which is you know, I felt like Neo was a bit like a combination of like sort of Onimusha and Dark Souls meeting sort of in the middle, because that has historic characters as well, and also like real life celebrities, which is a interesting mix. But yeah, we might do Neo at some point. There's both the first one and the second one. Thank you. I'm actually surprised. We've had a lot of consecutive viewers, way more than we usually do. I was positively surprised. It took a while to get going, but that's on me because I got started a bit late. I was still sorting out some issues. I'm gonna have to do a trial run next time to make sure everything is up and on the up and up. Somehow the cutscenes with the when the guy talks and you see like the map, for some reason that messes up the frame rate, not just on the stream but my whole computer loses any conception of like what the frame rate of the screen is supposed to be, so I'm not sure how to fix that. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. It seems to have no rhyme or reason. So I'm not sure what that is about, because even my avatar started lagging and I wasn't even looking at the game at that point. It was like my whole screen was going at like 12 frames per second, even though the computer wasn't actually being slowed down. I'm not sure what the hell that is about. And of course there was like the audio issue, but it's still thanks. So yeah, we got some nice progress on the Wei story, and we are getting into soon, very soon, we will be doing the Battle of the Red Cliff from the Wei's perspective. And if you know anything about the Wei participation in that battle, you will know that they lost horribly. It wasn't a one-sided battle at all. The reason that they lost horribly was because it should have been a one-sided battle, you know, to them. It should have been, they held all the cards. They should have just stomped on Liu Bei and his cohorts in the Wu Empire. Their forces were actually so overwhelmingly, like, they had such an overwhelming advantage that it was, if it hadn't been for Sun Quan, the whole kingdom would have just folded right then and there before Cao Cao even arrived. But of course, one of the deciding factors was that Cao Cao had a reputation that if you surrender to him, he will just fucking kill you and everybody there and just make his troops take over the land that used to be yours. So they decided based on that, because this had been done by other kingdoms who decided, okay, we're just gonna surrender and just give him what he wants, and he decides, okay, I'll take it and also kill all of these guys because I don't want them here. And Sun Quan was aware of this and decided, we're not doing that, because if we surrender, we'll die anyway. So let's fight these guys. We'll probably die trying, but at least we'll take some of these assholes with us. And of course he did another famous thing. I wonder if we'll get to see that, because, man, Red Cliff was such a bloody battle. It's insane. And Sun Quan wasn't sure that he would win, so his strategist Zhou Yu just ordered all of his troops to basically write their own testaments and carry them, well, give them to their families, because he was like, yeah, we're gonna fight a force that outnumber us 20 to 1 at least. You're not coming back. So just get your last wills in order, put them in your pocket, or give them to your family. And also, if you have any farewells you want to give, you should do that right now, because you're definitely going to die. But at the very least, give them hell. But by some miracle, they actually did win, and Wei was never able to even touch their kingdom after, and it was really bad for Wei. So it's gonna be interesting to see what is going to happen to Cao Cao when you fight a battle that he's famous for losing horribly. But yeah, so yeah, we are done for today. Once the stream is over, I will put up a rerun, and yeah, if you missed out on the early parts of the stream, you can listen to me chat about, you can listen to the story about Chang Gong and how he after he heard Cao Cao's little spiel about, I would rather betray the world than have the world betray me. And how he reacted to that when Chang Gong was on the receiving end of that, and how he made Cao Cao cry, even though he was about to get executed by Cao Cao. How is Dynasty Wars progressing? I'm curious. How do you mean? I'm not sure I understand. How is Dynasty Wars progressing? You mean the next game, Dynasty Wars 9 Empires? Because God knows I'm looking forward to that. Holy crap. On my channel. Oh yeah. Well, I'm going to make Muso Monday a thing if that's the last thing I do. So I'm trying to get the name out there. I'm basically doing it as like a part-time job at this point. I'm not making much money, or rather, I'm losing more. I'm spending more money than I'm getting from this. But hey, it takes hard work to be famous. Like the games? Well, we are at the Dynasty Warriors 7. We might do 8 later. On Dynasty Warriors 7, we have done the Shu campaign, the U campaign, and we are currently doing the Wei campaign. After that, we're gonna do the Jin campaign, the campaign of the kingdom that won the whole thing. It became a little less Romance of the Three Kingdoms and more Jin kicks everybody's ass in such a one-sided fashion you might wonder why they were in a war in the first place. Let's see. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, so this is Dynasty Warriors 7, and there are 9 in total out of the main series. I'm not running out of Muso games anytime soon, let me tell you. We still have, I don't know, at least 3 of the tactics games. We also have 14 of the games called Romance of the Three Kingdoms. There's multiple games that are derivatives, such as we have only played 1 of the Ikitosen games. There are at least 3. What else? There's an arcade game we haven't done yet called Dynasty War, made by, I believe that one was made by Capcom. Yeah, Kessen 2 is the one. It's Dynasty Tactics 1, Dynasty Tactics 2, and Kessen 2. Those are all related to Romance of the Three Kingdoms. And then there's the Empires games, of which there are, I think, 6. I think. We haven't done either of those. I can tell you about the number 8, which is the first one I played, where I made a character called Lady Meng, and one of her goals was to, well, basically kick everybody's ass and unify China under her rule, but also to marry her husbando, Lu Meng. She tried multiple times, but she got rejected every time. And then she took the second prize because Zhou Yu, the cover boy, proposed to her. And they got married, they had a kid, but because their stats were... she was a grappler that hit like a truck, but she had a really heavy weapon. And the kid got stats from Zhao Yun, who is very quick, and so he just became like the worst of both, where he wasn't very strong, but he also wasn't very quick, and his grabs did terrible damage and had a terrible startup. So their kid, he was left at home while mommy and daddy went out and destroyed everybody. And then towards the end, as mommy and daddy was trying to encircle the last holdout, which was ironically the Jin Kingdom, everybody was fatigued because they had put everything into like trying to get a pincer attack going. And then the Jin, everybody rallied behind the Jin. Everybody up in the north rallied behind the Jin and attacked us. And the kid was the only guy who could actually go out there and engage this attack, because everybody else was injured, or they were they were like hurt, or they had fought until like they couldn't fight anymore. So this kid had to go out solo and take on 5 kingdoms by himself and struggle. And he actually made it after several hours of hit and run guerrilla tactics. He was able to repel the invasion and finally make mommy and daddy proud, because he was the only guy who was well rested, because he never went into battle because he was such a crappy character to use. And then, well, after that it was Lady Meng, mommy, went out and just curb stomped the Jin Kingdom for doing that to her little baby. And once the Jin was dealt with, everybody else surrendered and we beat the game. So yeah, that was one version of Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires. Anyway, for future plans, we are playing Call of Cthulhu on the first day extra stream. We are several chapters in. We will continue that. It was part of the poll that you guys voted on, so we're gonna continue playing Call of Cthulhu and see what that game is about. I actually have not played Call of Cthulhu before, so I will be as surprised as you guys are. I actually don't know what that... I don't... the only thing I know is what has been on the stream itself. Unlike Dynasty Warriors, where I read about that almost every day. So I already know how that ends, and how... that's why I keep saying Dynasty Warriors, or Romance of the Three Kingdoms, is basically the Game of Thrones. If you like a character, you will almost definitely get to see that character die horribly, especially if they are on the Shu or Wei team. If you're on the team U, you will still see them die, but not necessarily in the most dramatic fashion, unless you're a Sun Quan fan, because Sun Quan gets to watch everybody around him die horribly in really tragic fashion. He loses his entire fucking family to that war, and his girlfriend, and his bodyguard, and his favorite strategist. They all die. But unlike the other two, it never seemed to get to him, because he never went full Darth Vader like Liu Bei and Cao Cao did. He actually kept his wits about him, even though he was super sad, super depressed at the end, because everybody he cared about died. And of course, he doesn't survive the story either, because nobody does. So yeah, it is a bit like Game of Thrones. That's why I found the ending when we played Dynasty Warriors 7 and we beat the U campaign, and they made it seem like, oh yeah, and then he married Lian She, and they were happy ever after, and they loved each other very much, and she became the empress and he became the emperor, and they had like kids and everything. It's like, wow, this is now we're moving into Extreme Legends territory, because that did not fucking happen. They never got married, because she fucking died to a disease, and he was so devastated that he refused to actually have anyone else. His vassals kept lining up perfect candidate after perfect candidate, that even Sun Quan had to decide, okay, so yeah, this woman is amazing, she's super smart, she's funny, she's beautiful, she has money, influence, she's super popular, the people love her, but she's not Lian She, so I don't care. But you still need an empress, my lord. And he was like, yeah, okay, so when you're going to bury the person I wanted to marry, mind you, the one who should be the empress, you should do the rites where she becomes the empress. Actually, let's put that on the books. I want the books, all of the books. If people read this in the future, 2,000 years from now, and they for some reason decide to study Chinese history, their book will fucking say that she was the Empress of Wu. I will not have anything less than that. And so that's how that story goes. They did not live happily ever after. But she's listed as the Empress of Wu, even though they never even got married. Because Sun Quan decided, I don't fucking care about my lineage. Because that's what destroyed the Wu Empire in the end. It was because they had no clear line of succession, because he decided, I had a girlfriend, she's gonna be the empress, and my whole family lineage be damned. I don't care. I guess I won't have any kids, or a wife, because I don't want one. I wanted this one and she's dead now, and I'm sad. I already told this story so many times, but you can actually read his letter that he wrote to Lian Shao after she died, and it is so sad. It's really, really sad. And it's an amazing thing that the letter somehow still exists. The one he actually wrote. You can still read it on Wikipedia translation. But yeah, so with that said, I'm going to finish up. We're going to do a rerun. And we will be back next Monday with more Muso Monday and continue playing the Wei story. And see if we can get closer to the end. I don't know if we're going to make it to the end. It really depends. Because we're probably going to do like Cao Pi's thing as well. But that didn't last too long. We will have to see. And on Thursday, same bad time, same bad channel, we will be playing Call of Cthulhu and continue from the insane asylum that our character is currently locked into. But man, people are still watching? What the hell? The view numbers usually drop off once I get here, but I guess not. I do appreciate it, I'm just surprised. But we are definitely done now. So thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for all the people that spread the word and helped me get this thing. Yeah, all the people that share, it means a lot. Oh, we need more stories like that? Oh my god. I mean, I have more stories like that. Let's see. Next, with the kid, Cao Pi. Or are you talking about the kid that should have been in the battle that we just did, who is Liu Bei's son, Liu Shan? Because you do not want to hear about this guy. That kid was a fucking moron. He's famous for being an idiot. Who was not quick and fast, not strong. Oh, yeah. Oh, that. Yeah. What was his name again? I think his name. Oh, yeah. His name was. Let's see. His name was Zhao Meng. And he looked like a mutant because he had his mommy's cat eyes and complexion, but Zhao Yun's face, and that looked really creepy. Yeah, like I said, the kid sucked. But he did successfully repel 5 empires single-handedly with almost no troops. I think he had like 200 troops and the others had like tens of thousands. The only way I was able to the only way he was able to win that was because he kept going back to like the bases that he controlled to pick up health items over and over. That's why the battle took so fucking long, because he could only like fight one officer at a time for a like really long time, and then he had to go all the way back to his base and resupply his health, and then go all the way back up to the opponents, take down one officer, and then go all the way back to base to heal up again. It was horrible. The only thing he did that was any good was that he had a grappling attack that made him snap the neck of the opponent, which had like 8 million frames of invul. So he was able to like target a single enemy and just keep snapping their neck and like have like 8 seconds of invul time. But yeah. He was not fast and he was not strong. All he had was Mommy's neck breaker. That was the only thing that kept him going. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and oh my god, still, how are there so many people still here? Jesus, go get some sleep, you guys. Anyway, you can follow me on Twitter @HexElf, or you can just do the Musa Monday hashtag and you will find out everything that there is to know about this stream. Now, I will go and get some sleep, and you guys should too. Take care, and thank you again.